We're going to do a review of subtraction when we have to do a lot of borrowing. We do pretty well when we're only regrouping or borrowing once or maybe even twice. But I notice things start to get a little bit tricky for some of you when you have to borrow across a lot of digits. So we're going to do some practice and we're going to look at what that looks like, see what happens on our place value chart when we do that. So the first problem, I want you to write this down in the space at the bottom of your work mat, that white space underneath the place value chart. I want you to use that space to record this problem. 253,421. 253,421 minus 75,832. Let's talk about writing that problem really quickly. What's the largest place value in the total? The number on top. 200,000. In the part that we're taking away, 75,832, what's the biggest place value there? 7 what? What place value is that 7 in?
10,000.
10,000.
I was wondering which one.
Okay. So if I have my whole, the top number has 100,000s, and the part that I'm taking away only has 10,000s, how do I line my numbers up?
You have to put the 70,000 below the 5.
Yeah, I've got to make sure that this 75,832, that I have those 7 10,000s underneath the 5 10,000s that I have in my total. A few people on Friday on your daily math quiz, there are a few people who did not do that correctly. There were a few people who missed those questions because they started all the numbers in the same spot. Well, that doesn't always happen. You have to pay attention to your place values and get those lined up.
When are we going to get
All right, so I've got 253,421. We lined up 75,832 in the 10,000s place value. So we can start to subtract. If I wanted to show this problem or model this problem on my place value chart, what would I need to put on the chart? Which number would I put on there?
253,421.
Yeah, I'm going to put my total on the place value chart. I'm going to put 2 in my 100,000s. 5 10,000s. 3 thousands. 4 hundreds. 2 10s. And 1 1. Okay, so there's my total that I'm starting with. Do I need to put 75,832 on my chart?
Yes.
What are we doing in this problem?
Subtracting.
I'm subtracting. So if I'm subtracting, do I need to put this amount on my number line also?
No.
No. What am I going to do with that? I'm going to take that away. Exactly. Okay. I'm going to switch colors here so it's a little easier to see. Alright, so when I'm subtracting, where do I start? What place value do I start with? Callie? The ones. So in my ones place value, I have 1. How many do I need to take away? 2. Can I do that?
No.
I don't have 2 in my ones place value to X out.
That just be -1.
That would be -1. You're exactly right. So what do I do? What do I need to do so that I can take that away and not have a negative number like Sky said? Graceland, what do I do?
You go to the tens and borrow from 10.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of my 10s away. And I'm going to exchange that 10 for ones. How many ones does it take to equal 1 10? 10. So I'm going to add 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So let's record that now on our problem that we've written down in numbers. So I took one of my 10s away. How many 10s do I have left? 1. I have 1 10 now. How many ones do I have? 11. I had 1 and I added 10 more, so now I have 11. Alright, so moving on. We can take care of our ones now. Can we subtract our 10s? I have 1 10 and I need to take 3 away. Can I do that?
No.
So what, Bryce, what am I going to do?
You're gonna have to take away the 3 from the thousands place.
From the thousands, or do I need to go to the hundreds? From the hundreds, okay.
And make it and then make the it 11 because you
Okay.
take it'll go to the ones, and then you have to take away the 4 and make it 3.
Alright. So now I only have 3 hundreds, but I added 10 10s, so now there's 11 10s. Alright, so we can subtract our 10s place value now. So moving on to our hundreds. I have 3 hundreds. I need to take 8 away.
No. Okay, because that would just be -5.
That would be a negative number also. So since we're not learning about negatives yet, what are we going to do to be able to take care of subtracting that? What are we going to do, Jaden? I need to be able to subtract my hundreds, but I don't have enough. So where am I going to go to be able to do that? Yeah, I'm going to go to the thousands place value. I'm going to take one of those thousands away. And I'm going to make them into, how many hundreds does it take to equal 1,000?
10.
10. Okay. So now I only have 2 thousands, but I have 13 hundreds. All right. Looking at my thousands place value now, I have 2 thousands. I need to take away 5 thousands. Can I do that?
No, that'll be a negative.
That's going to be negative, so okay, I'm trying to get some thousands. So where do I need to go?
You have to go to the 10,000.
To the 10,000s. All right, so we're going to go to the 10,000s. We're going to move 1 10,000 and make that into 10,000s. So now I only have 4 10,000s, and I have 12 thousands. Alright, can we subtract our 10,000s? I have 4. I need to take away 7.
No.
Nope. So we're going to have to go to our 100,000s. How many 10,000s does it take to equal 100,000? 10. Okay. So now instead of 4 10,000s, I added 10 to it, so I have 14 10,000s and only 100,000 left. So looking across now, we can subtract all of those. So now we're ready to subtract. So we're starting in which place value?
We're starting in the
In the ones. I heard it back there. Always start with the ones. So we have 11 minus 2 is
11 minus 2 equals
9. I can show that by crossing out 2 of my ones, and I have 9 left. If I go to the tens, I have 11 tens, and I need to take 3 away.
8.
So I can cross 3 of those out, and that leaves me with 8. Next, I go to my hundreds. I have 13 hundreds, and I need to take 8 away. Did you notice how whenever I made my place value discs, I made them in groups of 5?
Yes.
Do you think that might be beneficial to make them in groups of 5? It makes it easier to count. So I can just cross 1 row out. I know that's 5. And I can take care of these 3 up top. And that leaves me with this row right here, which is 5. Okay. Then we go to our thousands. We have 12 minus 5. Again, I can just cross out one of those rows. And that leaves me with 7. In my 10,000s, I have 14. And I need to take 7 away. There's 5, 6, 7. And that leaves me with 7. And I don't have any 100,000s to take away, so I would have 1. My answer is 177,589. If I wanted to check my subtraction, how could I check to see if I subtracted correctly, Ainsley?
You add
Okay, what would I add?
the 253,421.
That's our total. 23,421 was the total amount that we started with.
And then you would add 75,832 to 177,589.
Exactly. We're going to take our 2 parts, the part we subtracted and the part that we found. If I take those 2 parts and add them together, I should get the total that I started with. That's a way that we can always go back and check our work. All right, go ahead and erase your work, Matt. Let's try another problem. This time we're going to solve 1,000 minus 528. Where am I going to put the 528? Where will I put the 5?
In the hundreds.
In the hundreds place. It's not going to go underneath that 1. It's going to go right here, 500. 2 goes in the tens place, and 8 in the ones. 1,000 minus 528. How would I put 1,000 on my place value chart? What would I do, Bryce?
A 1 dot on the 1,000.
Yeah, easy as that. 1,000. Is that going to be very helpful for taking away or crossing out 528? Mm-mm. I don't have, if I look at my problem, I have 0 ones. And I need to take 8 away. So how am I going to get those ones? What am I going to have to do, DJ? Yeah, I've got to go all the way over to the thousands place value. So if I move over to the thousands place value, I take that 1,000 that I have away. I can exchange it for how many hundreds? 10. It's equal to 10 hundreds. Do I have the same amount here that I started with? Let's count our hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. 1,000 and 1,000 are the exact same, correct? Okay. So, do these represent the same value?
Yeah.
Tatum, I need you to put that away. Those represent the same value. That's why I can exchange, because those are equal numbers. So let's show what we just did in our problem. How many thousands do I have now? I have 0 thousands. How many hundreds do I have?
10.
How many? 10. I have 10 hundreds. I had 0. I added 10 more, so that leaves me with 10. Does that help me subtract my ones? No. So I did all that work, but it's not very helpful because I still can't subtract my ones. So what do I do now? What am I going to do now, Sky?
We're going to mark out 10, make it a 9.
Okay, so I'm going to take one of the 10 hundreds. So now you're correct. I only have 9 hundreds. What am I going to do with that 100 that I marked out?
You're going to put it in the tens.
I'm going to put that in the tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tens. Okay. All right, hang on just a second. So I'm going to show that on here by putting a 10 in the tens place. Let's make sure that this is the same value that we started with. Remember, we started with 1,000. So let's count all this trading and borrowing that we've done. 100. Count with me. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 910, 920, 930, 940, 950, 960, 970, 980, 990, 1,000. So do I have the same value that I started with that 1,000? Yeah. That's why this works. Okay? All right, so are we ready to subtract our ones yet?
No.
No, I still don't have any ones. So Chloe, what am I going to do to get some ones? Yeah, I'm going to take one of my tens, and I'm going to make those tens into ones. How many ones does it take to equal 110? 10. 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now let's show what we did in our problem. I don't have 10 tens anymore. Now I have 9 tens. How many ones do I have? I have 10 ones. All right. Let's make sure that we have the same value. I want you to count with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 910, 920, 930, 940, 950, 960, 970, 980, 990. Now what are we going to count by? Ones, okay? So 991, 992, 993, 994, 995, 996, 997, 998, 999, 1,000. So all this work we did to exchange our 1,000 unit that we had for hundreds, tens, and ones still equals the exact same value that we started with in the original problem. That's why we can exchange and trade our units out. Tatum, I've already asked you once to put it up. So now we're ready to subtract. We can show our work by crossing out the place value discs. I'm going to start with the ones place value. I have 10. How many am I taking away? 8. So I need to cross out 8. I put them in groups of 5. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8. How many do I have left? 2. Okay. Now I go to what place value? The tens. I have 9 tens. I need to take 2 away. So I'm crossing out 2. And that leaves me with how many? 7. Okay. Now what place value am I going to? Hundreds. I have 9 hundreds. How many am I taking away? 5. Okay, so I'm going to cross out my complete row of 5, and that leaves how many, Sky? 4. Do I have any thousands to take away? Nope. So my answer is 472. I could check our answer by adding the 2 parts together and see if we get the total. So let's do that really quick. 528 plus 472. I'm going to start in my ones place. 8 plus 2 is 10. I'm going to write down my 0. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 makes 3. Plus 7 is 10. Write down the 7. Write down the 0. Regroup the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. So that makes 1,000. I could show that also on a tape diagram. We knew the total amount that we started with was 1,000. We had a part that was 528. We were missing the other part, so I put an X to show what was missing. And we found that X equals 472. All right, I want you to go ahead and erase your work mat. And I want you to solve this problem. Now, do we want to have to draw place value discs every single time? No. Could we use place value discs to prove why our answer is correct? Yes. But we don't want to have to do that every time. So thinking about what you would do, I want you to carefully subtract 1 million. 1 million. Minus 345,528. I'll repeat the number for you in just a second, but let's think about where that 3 goes in 300,000. Where's that 3 going to go? It goes in the...
Right after a million.
Exactly. It does not go underneath the 1 because it's not a million. It goes in the 100,000s place value. So it's 345,472. What do you notice when you look at our total at the top number? Yeah, it's got a bunch of zeros, doesn't it? Okay, so our total in the problem is 1 million with a whole lot of zeros. I've got 6 zeros to take care of. Okay. So if I have 6 zeros and the part that I'm taking away doesn't have any zeros, how many times am I going to have to regroup?
A lot.
A lot. How many?
6 times.
6 times. Yeah, I've got 6 zeros, so I'm going to have to regroup 6 times. We can go ahead and put an X on our tape diagram for the missing part. Okay. Where are we going to have to go to get a value other than 0? I'm going to have to go all the way over to that million. I'm crossing out the million. That leaves me with 0 millions. Where am I going to give that million to? Where am I going to give it, Jaden? Not to the ones yet.
You give it to the 100,000.
The 100,000s. I'm going next door, and that gives 1 million is the same as how many 100,000s? 10 100,000s. Does that 10 100,000s help me subtract my 1's place value? No. So now I'm going to take one of those. That leaves me with 9. And I'm giving that 100,000 to my 10,000s. So how many of those will I have now? 10. Still doesn't help me though, does it?
No.
So what do I do, DJ?
You have to cross that 10 out and make it a 9 so you can give another 10 to the thousands.
Perfect. I took one of my 10,000s, so now I only have 9, and I gave 10 to the thousands. Still doesn't help my 1 situation, does it?
No.
Okay, so now I have to take one of my thousands, and where am I going to put one of those thousands? What will I do?
You have to cross the 10 out again and make it a 9 so you can give 10 to the 100.
Now I'm giving 10 to the hundreds. Does that help me?
No.
Still doesn't help me with my 1 situation. So Maggie, what do I do next? What am I going to do? If I have 10 hundreds, but I need some 1s, what's my next step to get to the 1s?
You take away the 10 and then you leave with 9 and then you give that 110 over to the 10.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of my hundreds, so that leaves me with 9. And I'm giving 10 10s in its place. Still doesn't help my 1s. I'm closer, but it still doesn't help my 1s. So Tommy, what do I do now?
You take 1 from the 10
Mm-hmm.
and make it a 9.
Very good.
And you give that 9 to the 0 and that equals a 10.
Perfect. Now can I subtract?
Yes.
All right, so in my ones place value, I have 10 minus 2, which is 8. 9 minus 7,
2.
9 minus 4,
5.
9 minus 5,
4.
9 minus 4,
5.
9 minus 3,
6.
and 0 minus nothing is nothing. So X, my missing part, is 654,528. I can check that by adding my two parts together. There's one part, 345,472. I just solved for the other part. It's 654,528. 2 plus 8 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 5 is 10 again. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10. So my total when I added the two parts together is 1 million. And that's the total that we started with in our problem. So we know we are correct.
I don't know how. Every one of those was 10.
Every one of them were 10s because we needed all zeros, didn't we? We needed 6 zeros
Oh,
so that we could equal our total of 1 million.
And there's all ones up there because you needed one up there.
All right. Last year, there were 620,073 people in attendance at a local parade. So last year, there were 620,073 people at a parade. This year, right last above this, so that we remember it's last year. This year, there were 456,795 people in attendance. So last year, 620,073 people. This year, 456,795 people. How many more people were in attendance last year? How am I going to solve that? What am I going to do to solve, Jeremiah?
You're gonna 620,073 is bigger than 456,795. So you'll put last year above,
Okay.
and then put this year at the bottom.
Okay. So 620,073. Where will I put that 4 in the 400,000?
In the 100,000.
Yeah. This time I have the same number of units. They're both in the 100,000. So everything will line up. So 456,795. All right. What am I going to do to those two numbers, Jeremiah?
You're gonna subtract.
I'm going to subtract them. I want you to subtract on your work map. If you finish before we go on, I want you to check your answer using addition. All right, let's check our answer. Looking across the units of the top number, are we ready to subtract? No, I don't have enough ones in the top number. So where am I going to go to get some more ones, Tatum? Very good. I'm going to go to the 7 tens. How many tens will we have now? 6. How many ones? 13. Very good. So I can subtract the ones now. Can I subtract the tens? I have 6 tens and I need to take 9 away. Can I do that?
No.
If I look over to the hundreds, what do I have in the hundreds place value? A 0. Is that helpful?
No.
If I go to the thousands, I have a 0. Is that helpful?
No.
So where am I going to get some more tens from? The 10,000s. So now instead of 2 10,000s, I have 1. I'm going to give 10 thousands to the thousands place, but that doesn't really help me. So that 10 will become a 9. And I'm going to give 10 to the hundreds place value. That still doesn't help my tens. So I'm going to make that a 9. And now I'm giving 10 tens to the tens place value. So instead of 6 tens, I'm going to have 16. Okay, so I can do 16 minus 9. Moving to my hundreds, I can do 9 minus 7. If I go on to the thousands, I can do 9 minus 6. If I get to the 10,000s, can I do 1 minus 5?
No.
Nope. So where are we going to have to go to take care of that, Brady? Brady Moore, where are we going to go to get us some more 10,000s?
To the 100,000.
Exactly. Now instead of 600,000s, we're going to have 5. And I'm going to add 10 10,000s. So 10 plus the one I already had make 11. I can do 11 minus 5, and I can do 5 minus 4. So let's subtract. 13 minus 5 is 8. 16 minus 9 is 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 6, 3. 11 minus 5,
6.
5 minus 4.
1.
So how many more people attended the parade last year than this year?
163,278.
Good. Let's read this number together. 163,278. All right, very good. You're going to work on your lesson 15 problem set. So in your Learn book, I need you to open up to page number 109. Oh, just a minute, please. In your Learn book, page 109. It's the lesson 15 problem set. I want you to complete the front and back. Complete the front and the back of this problem set. We're going to talk about it in 10 minutes. Hey, I want us to take a look at number 1E and number 1F. So on E, you had 1 million. Minus 592,000. And on F, you had 1 million. Minus 592,500. How are those two problems similar?
They both have 1 million.
They both have 1 million. How else, Zala?
On the bottom numbers, they both have 59. 592,000.
Okay, they both have 592,000. And the only difference is that in F, you also have 500 more. So, was there any kind of patterns that you could use to help you solve those? Anything you could do? Let's take a look at these two really quickly. So looking across my digits in E, we'll solve E first. Can I subtract my ones?
No.
I have 0 minus 0. Can I do that?
Yes.
Yeah. How about the tens?
Yes.
Yeah. Hundreds? Thousands?
No.
Nope. And we've got to go all the way over to the millions place value. I'll trade 1 million for 10 hundred thousands. But then I'm going to have to take one of those 100,000s to give to my 10,000s. Take one of those 10,000s to give to my 1,000s. Now can I subtract? I have 10,000s. I need to take 2 away, so I can do that. I have 9 10,000s. I need to take 9 away. I can do that. I have 9 100,000s. I need to take 5 away, so I can do that. We're ready to subtract. I have 0 ones, 0 tens, 0 hundreds. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 5 is 4, and I don't have any millions. So my answer is 408,000. Let's think about this as a tape diagram. That kind of helps us to see the parts in the whole. What's the whole amount that we started with? 1 million, yeah. So we had 1 million. We knew part of that 1 million was 592,000. The other part was 408,000. After we solved, we found that. So let's look at what a tape diagram for F would look like. What's the total amount that we have?
Total amount 1 million.
1 million. What's the part that we know?
How much do you take away?
Which is 592,500. What's different about 592,500 in this problem and 592,000 in our first problem?
Because in F you just add 500.
Yeah, I have 500 more in the part that I know. So what's that tell me about the missing part? How's the missing part going to compare to the missing part in E?
You take away 500.
The part that I know here, this is 500 more than this. Will X be 500 more or 500 less?
500 less.
Yeah, it's going to be 500 less than 408,000 because we still have to equal the same amount the same total that we started with. So using what we know, using some number sense about those two, could I come up with the answer without doing any regrouping right now?
Yes.
Yeah. I need 500 less than 408,000. So what's that going to change?
It is 500.
Not 500. My 400,000s are going to stay the same. My 10,000s are going to stay the same.
But it's going to be 407,000.
Yeah, I'm going to have 7,000s and 500. 407,500 is the missing part in F. Okay. All right, we should be really good at subtracting. We've done quite a bit of practice in the last few days with subtraction. Just be careful. The biggest problem that I saw on your daily math quiz on Friday was just being in a hurry. Number 1, make sure you line up your place values. And number 2, just make sure that you're paying attention and not getting lazy when you subtract.